Welcome to my series called Book Reviews, where I talk about books that I've read during a particular year. This one is going to be one that is part of a larger project that I'm doing. Um, for a while now, I've been a part of a group on Goodreads called the Male Romance Readers Group. And every year they always come out with their their like awards list. And I had seen Kat from Paperback Dreams do something similar to this previously with both Epic Reads and with Goodreads. And I wanted to kind of try something like this. But I will say that I did have to kind of do some finagling because of the fact that there were a lot of duplicates and a lot of ones that I'd already read. So basically, I tried my best to find books that were either second place or third place or first place if possible, or if it was part of a series, I read the first book. So this is the first of them, and it is Better Than People by Roan Parrish. Now, this one was one that I was kind of hesitant on. Because I never had heard of Roan Parrish. I was like, okay, I'm kind of going into this a little blind. And I normally don't like going into books blind, but I read the blurb and I'm like, okay, so it deals with anxiety. I'm like, okay. So I read it and I was very surprised by it. First off, I gave it 5 stars. That should probably tell you about how much I liked it. But the things that surprised me were twofold. One, when I checked the reviews, because I always look at reviews, especially for negative ones, because I'm looking for like trigger warnings and everything. And a lot of people really didn't like the character of Jack. Now, in the story, Jack was a illustrator. And because of circumstances that happen in the book, he has not been illustrating for months. And he's been taking care of his rescue dogs and cats for the last several months, when he ends up breaking his leg while on a walk with the dogs and one cat that walks like a dog. And he ends up needing a pet walker to be able to take care of his animals. In walks in Simon. Simon is a graphic designer with severe anxiety. So much so that it keeps him from interacting with people because of the fact that they will make fun of him because of the amount of trouble he has with words. And when I tell you that has had anxiety, I understand Simon a lot, and I'm also frustrated by Simon because a lot of the struggles that he has are struggles that I myself have seen. I've never had trouble with words, but I do understand the mindset that he comes from. And as someone who has it, I know how frustrating it can be to be from the outside looking in. And there were many times I was yelling at this book, and it was also yelling at myself, which is why I'm in therapy. But it was so good, and it was so wholesome and sweet. And literally, I was reading through it, and one of the characters is introduced is Charlie, Jack's older brother. And because of situations with Jack and Charlie, their parents passed away when Jack was only 14, and I believe Charlie was 17. So he's basically had to raise his brother on his own and take care of his family's hardware store. I think it's his family's hardware store. I don't remember exactly. But I remember reading through this book and I'm like, I want to know if Charlie gets his happily ever after because I love him so much. So then when I finished it, I immediately went to Roan Parrish's Goodreads page and I saw that Best Laid Plans, which is Charlie's book, is coming out. And it's probably already out by the time this video comes up. But I was like, yes, I want to read this. I want to read this book. Because Charlie was amazing. Like, when Simon went to go see him with Jack as kind of like a meeting of the two, Simon notably had an anxiety attack, and he went into the darkened, unfinished garage that Charlie had. And Charlie went in to see him. He basically sat a good distance from him, and he says, "You don't have to answer. Just want to make sure you're okay." And he was just, oh, my heart bled for him. My heart absolutely bled for him. I felt so bad for what he had dealt with and what he had the responsibility thrown onto his shoulders at such a young age, and I just loved him. And I'm so excited to read his book. But Better Than People was really, really good. I highly recommend it. And I'm so excited to see where this goes, because I've already started on the second book that is part of this like grouping, and I'm already liking it, even though it is YA. And I am not someone who normally reads YA, even though I'm writing a YA series. So I am super excited to tell you guys about this, and I'm hoping that it continues to be good. So we'll see what happens. All right, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!